Here we are, we got our hands on a Bad Weather,
Red IPA.
a WINDVANE. Alrighty, right off the bat, I'm liking the setting, I'm liking the scenery.
Really nice artwork on the can.
It's nice. One of the cool things about them is they use local artists to do their backgrounds. I think it's really dope.
Real eerie, throwing fall vibes. Beautiful WINDVANE represented on top of the barn.
They say that it pours garnet red.
Well, it's quite an alluring color, so we'll see if their claims are true.
It is. Crack her open.
Alrighty, here we go. Oh yeah, comes open with the hops, and I also get the malts in there. Let's see if their claims of a beautiful garnet red pour are accurate.
All right, time to pour.
I wouldn't necessarily say garnet red.
This definitely has a red component to it. I don't know if I'd stretch it as far as to say garnet or anything.
I worked in the jewelry industry for a long time, and citrine at best. We're not at garnet.
Yes, that's
We're at a solid November birthstone.
Well, I could see why they call it a red IPA, because most IPAs that I've seen are pale, as the name suggests.
Nonetheless, it is a beautiful color.
It is. The hue on it is
I will
really
say
pretty.
that.
And maybe, maybe it gets more of a reddish hue as you divulge on.
Definitely beautiful to look at.
It could. Let's give it a cheers. See how good this is.
It's very hot.
I'll let you know how it tastes.
It's a little fruity almost.
It has a fruitiness to it that kind of took me off guard.
It did. I didn't
don't
really
normally
notice it.
sense it. Maybe it was this can. I don't know, but wow. Yeah.
So side note, Bad Weather is probably my favorite brewery in the state of Minnesota, I'd be willing to say. And this, I
One
think,
of
is the drink that really started me out, was the WINDVANE. This started the motion of the Bad Train, or really my IPA train. I think that's the first one that I ever really liked. Close place to my heart, Bad
Yeah,
Weather.
same for me. I didn't always just grab at the IPAs, but it kind of warmed up on me now. It's an
Just-
acquired taste, as they say.
They have a very clean aftertaste, which I think is something that does not always happen with IPAs. It's still very hopsy. You get those notes. You do get that fruity component. I like it though.
All right, I'm getting IPA, so you're gonna feel that hops. It's gonna smack you right on the back of that tongue on the way down. I actually had to go back for a second one, if you noticed there, just to kind of really drive it into me.
According to the flavor notes they tell you, they've got pine, a little bit of resin, citrus, and hoppy notes in there, which I do detect a lot of those.
Yeah, you get that resinous hoppiness. Some people might perceive that as pininess. I'm willing to call it hoppiness. Sounds a lot like happiness, doesn't it?
Pine is the least flavor note that I do detect, but all the other ones I do get really nice tones of those.
You get that like caramel and rye malts
Mm-hmm.
in there as well.
Really palatable. I enjoy it a lot. And you can definitely tell it has a curious snappiness to it that I'm attributing to the redness, which is the caramel and the rye.
I mean, they're a solid beer company regardless, but Minnesota, they're one of our strongest, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Overall, I'm extremely pleased. It's the full whole package. If you like IPAs but want something a little bit more red, a little bit more amber, I think this will fit the bill.
I know I made the garnet comment, but if it was a citrine, I just want to note that it'd be a very expensive citrine. Like, this is the citrine color you want.
It's just fun to pour.
They are. These glasses are definitely smaller than I anticipated them being.
They tried to kind of keep it with the same tones of the glass of what's being poured out of the can.
And I think they did a really good job, because it almost does have that ombre look of color.
It sits side by side with an actual poured glass really well.
One of the favorite things about Bad Weather, I will say, is that they say that it's for every season. I think I have at this point enjoyed it every season. I stand behind it. It's just a solid drink all around.
It is. And have another little sip. Oh, cup this big means a pinky.
You can't go wrong with this stuff. I highly recommend it.
Really nice product, great tasting beer. I like what their brewery has to offer so far, and I think that you would too. So I suggest go get yourself a pack. WINDVANE Red IPA.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm commandeering the rest of this whole can.